It's time for a debate, and this one is fantastic. Prime Rodri versus Prime Kante. Which one would you choose? You can only choose one. Stephen, I imagine you're going to go for Prime Rodri. Why is that?
Well, they're very different players. I can't. It feels almost disrespectful to just sort of throw Kante under the bus. He's one of the greatest of all time. Rodri's more complete, I would argue, in terms of he gets forward, scores more goals, he creates more chances. It's just genuinely true. He's already won more leagues, he's done a treble, so I'd have to say Rodri is a sensational player. I think he's got a little bit more to go. Obviously, Kante more industrious, better defender, naturally. He just is. He's got more energy. I think alongside each other, they'd be perfect. Oh,
that's a cop-out. That is a cop-out.
No, look, I'm going to back my man, but you have to admit that they are very different players.
Well, okay, let's talk about Kante then. Why Prime Kante?
I think to win the league with Leicester with that back line, with no disrespect to that back line, but he was playing in front of Wes Morgan and Robert Hoof with Christian Fuchs at left back and Danny Simpson at right back. Those guys got medals because Kante was there. He was unbelievable, and he was doing a shift on his own. And I completely agree, they're different players, but I also think if I had to pick one season of a midfielder to put next to my other two best midfielders in the league, that is Kante every single time, because he can do everything.
Just point out, Rodri's just won 3 leagues in a row in a treble and scored the winning goal and also the Champions League player of the season, which is pretty special, I would argue.
Man City, though, like, you're so good. He is the key man.
He could do. That's the thing I would say. Is like, what more could he possibly do than what he achieved last season?
No, I agree, but then
I think the hipsters go with Rodri, and understandably so, because I think like the mind that he clearly has.
By the way,
I'll be honest, it's taken me a second to get Rodri, but I think he's in the last year or so. I mean, he's been utterly outrageous in terms of what he can do, and in terms of what you need in modern football now. If you want to be the best and win the Premier League, you need a 6 that's getting close to the level of Rodri. And Rodri is, I think last year I said Casemiro in a final I would take him over Rodri. I take that back, obviously. Rodri is clear for me in that 6th position. If you've got them on a shelf, you're going shopping, and you've got to pick one of those two, I'm really struggling to not take Prime Kante.
Because of what happened with Kante at the end, and he's playing as a box-to-box 8, people forgot what he did. But I think, like, if I think of, say, the City-Chelsea game, 4-4, when Rodri was left on his own, he was struggling. And that's not saying Rodri's a bad footballer, but I'm saying if I gave Kante that job against 5 midfielders, Kante can do it because he's absolutely outrageous. Equally, you could say if Kante went into that City team, is he going to be able to keep the ball the way Rodri does?
Kante's more Fernandinho-esque in terms of that. They were very more similar players. If you asked Kante to put it in 20 yards with your weak foot against Bayern Munich in the Champions League game, or to win you a Champions League final,
I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm not asking my 6 to score.
But that's what he is. I mean, you get all the benefits and beautiful rigidness of a 6 with goals and assists. He's a perfect player.
It's hard to compare them. I cannot get away from Kante. I can't get away from him. Has won the World Cup as well, which I think is important to put in there.
I will say
Pogba is, whenever you talk about Pogba, why was Pogba great? When was Pogba great? You don't have Kante. If you take Rodri out and bring in another 6, Declan Rice, for example, the gap isn't there. Kante, for both Chelsea, probably in the Champions League run, I think in that run, it was man of the match, an ability to stop an incredible Man City side. And again, with Leicester as well, you just don't have the successes without him.
And France. If you take him out of that France team, they do not have a replacement.
No, you're right. I agree with all that. I would say I would be disappointed in 5 years' time when he's the same as Kante if he's playing, if he's sort of at the retirement football stage, which he is, because Kante is only 32 years old and he's gone to Saudi, of course, for a lot of money. But I would expect Rodri still to be playing at the very, very highest level and winning a lot of trophies still then.